You are listening to Girls in Low Places.
We're just two best friends yapping about country music.
You just say to everyone we interview with British humour just to cover up how mental we are.
Yeah!
Guess who's back again.
Gilpy's back. Tell your friends.
Right, well, hi everyone.
Hi, everyone. We're back. We took 1 week off.
I don't even know why.
No, I don't know why. We just took 1 week off because we thought our last episode was pretty burnt out. We were pretty burnt out by country music. So we took a week off unexpectedly. We do apologise, but it was bank holiday, so we hope you didn't really even notice.
Can we bring that up? Katie has a toe issue, shall we say. And I've been getting updates daily, weekly. At one point it was passing.
It is now. I can see it.
Yeah, but what? You're in my house. Put some fucking socks on. You
Can't put
creep.
socks on. I can't put anything that covers them. I've got ingrown toenails. Anyway, that's a whole thing.
Oh my God.
So we took a week off. And what a week to take off. I swear to God, I said to Ozzy, do you know what? Let's just take a beat this week. It was bank holiday. I don't think the Gilpers will notice. It'll be fine. Literally the day of us deciding that, Morgan drops the London show announcement.
Wow. I mean, what a whirlwind it's been. What a Lainey Wilson whirlwind it's been.
What a Lainey Wilson whirlwind. I can't even tell you how many years off my life I feel this has taken.
I know.
It's just like to not only have his album launch party be in the UK, but to be in such a small venue at such late notice. It's just sent the whole country wild. I
I
feel.
can't talk about the late notice because, like, guys, Londoners especially, they got plans. We're booked up, okay?
What do you mean Londoners especially? I live in the burbs. I have plans.
I think it is quite a London thing. Or I think I have heard people say that it is quite a London thing.
To have plans?
Not to have plans, but to be, like, really booked up. Like, nobody, it's a very, like, rare thing in this city for people to be like, oh, do you want to do a casual thing on this night?
Yeah, but I would argue. Yeah, but I would argue that people who live in the sticks and in the countryside, like me, they have to do a lot more planning and travel to get in.
True. Yeah. Okay,
So, for
fine.
example, like most people have maybe animals or dogs or different things that maybe people in the city don't necessarily have or have more like regular care for.
Yeah.
So, like, there's a lot of different stresses to every single person.
Basically, everyone is booked and busy.
We're all booked
essentially
and
the point
busy.
I was trying to make.
Yeah, and it's difficult to organise yourself to get to a London gig on a Wednesday night
Yeah, 100%.
in Camden
Yeah, exactly.
with 2 weeks' notice.
With 2 weeks' notice.
Which is what Kelsey Ballerini did as well before Christmas.
This has happened to me twice now. It's just anxiety inducing.
And every single time it's when you're either not in the country or you're hosting a party.
Or it's my own birthday. Hosting a party. It was my birthday.
That you significantly tried to get out of as well. You were like, maybe I
Like trying
can
to
just
moonwalk
leave.
out the back of the pub. Like, I'm just off to Kelsey.
But I mean, yeah, it's just, I know that all the listeners out there, you all agree. It has been.
We needed a tea for this.
We needed a
because
tea.
It's just been
We needed a
lot.
tea, and we tried to start every episode not talking about Morgan Wallen, but he's just not. He's not letting us. He's not giving us a chance to not. So we had the guilt party, didn't we? Let's go back to
Oh
the
my
beginning.
God, there's so much to talk about, actually.
Yeah, there's so much to talk about. So rewind back to the guilt party. Rewind. All the trains were absolutely messed
Oh God,
up.
yeah, I forgot about that.
I was in red leather on the train, like sweating profusely. It was the hottest day of the year. I made a cake.
Are we calling that cake?
That
That monstrosity.
tried to make it like a vintage heart cake, and it ended up being just like a melted. Well, you just said period cake.
It did look like period.
And then you
I don't know why you used that icing. It was like, I've never seen icing quite like it. Well, it looked like Halloween blood. Yeah, it did. I was like, why did you decide to use that? Okay, we will insert picture here
insert picture
of
here.
the guilt cake.
Which
but
then Ozzy decided, well, we just decided because it was so awful, no one was going to touch it with a barge pole because it looked like it'd been in a car accident. So then Ozzy put it on my face, which
tried
then...
to smoosh you.
Yeah, we tried to do splooshing.
Oh, splooshing, that's
Splooshing.
it. None of the cake. Why was the cake? Like, the cake was like laminated, so none of the cake went on your face. Just the period blood icing went on your face.
So then it looked like I'd been in some sort of like Halloween horror crash.
Insert picture here.
And then I was just like walking through the bar being like, she's hit me. She's hit me. She's hit me, as if we'd had some sort of domestic. I think just to be...
You were about 10 Moonshines down at that point.
Well, Moonshine collaborated with us
Big
for...
up O'Donnell's Moonshine. It is so delicious. Every single time I have it, I'm like,
Yeah.
God, this is good.
But then I sort of took it to like the next level and was just like consistently drinking. I was like, guys, we need to get some content for the Moonshine guys. And then I just was drinking way too much Moonshine.
Not good.
You were holding a big one balloon, which it made it look like we were having some sort of lesbian...
It was like our anniversary.
It was our
Well, it
like
was,
1 year
technically.
anniversary. Yeah, I know, but
Someone
everyone gets
said,
the point.
oh my God, do you guys have a 1-year-old? I didn't tell you that. I was like, no. And why would we be celebrating it here without them?
Without the child, the first birthday party on a Friday night.
Oh,
I mean,
God.
kind of genius. I'd say a first birthday party should be without the
Yeah,
child.
agreed.
Way more fun. But yeah, so we had a great karaoke session afterwards.
Yeah, that was so funny. I mean, basically, it was just you doing a full performance and everyone else sat down watching you. You were like, right, guys, I'll do this one.
Ideal. Guys, also, I'm starting a karaoke band, country karaoke band. Yeah.
What's it called?
Rodeoke.
Karaoke.
So that is coming to a country event near you.
Yeah, I can't wait for that.
They asked them if you want to do backing singing.
Ooh la la la, ooh la. Yeah?
Would you do it?
No.
They also asked if me or you wanted to play bass.
I don't know why the thought of that is so funny.
But it is.
I can pluck a tune or two.
You can actually strum a guitar. I
can,
can't.
yes.
I can't. Anyway, there was a great selection of people there. We had the Big Machine Girls, we had Big Loud, we had all sorts. And Big Loud was sort of, I don't know, she was kind of like teasing us with something. This was before the Morgan show announcement. She was saying, oh, there's something, I think, but I can't really say, but there's something that you'll be excited by. And she was being very cryptic.
Yeah.
Very, very cryptic. And I thought, honestly, this is what I thought. I thought there was going to be like maybe a Morgan album launch event with like, and Big Loud was going to like
the Riley Green.
like the Riley, yeah, like an album launch with maybe like a few people doing covers of his songs, and there'd be like a little bit of merch there, and it would be super fun and amazing. And that was what I thought she was like angling towards there. So I was very, very excited, but I had no clue that just 3 days later it was going to be Morgan playing a 1,500 person show at the Roundhouse. Like that.
Is it 1,500?
Yeah, it's 1,500.
I thought it was 3,000.
1,500 capacity. That's why the ticket sales were so mad, because if you think 50,000 people went to see him at Hyde Park.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
So, I mean, and I'm sure his fandom has only grown. So, and that's only at Hyde Park, you know, you got the whole of the UK. I'm sure people would fly over for that. So it's just the numbers and the likelihood of getting tickets were just so small. I just know that every single person in the UK who was trying to get tickets was just like, there's no way. But we all still tried, didn't we?
Yeah.
We all still tried. Anyway, so
We'll come on to that.
yeah, so you're booked to be in France, and you were like, Katie, are we going to be able to get tickets for this, because I need to change my flight?
Change my flight. Ridiculous. I was on the phone to BA yesterday, like pleading with them. It was just a total nightmare.
But
Back to EasyJet I go.
But you were worried. You were like, are we going to be able to get press tickets, or are we going to get normal tickets? And I was like, to be honest, at this point, I was like, I don't think Girls in Low Places are going to be able to get press tickets for this, because I think it's just going to be so high level that I think we need to buy tickets.
The sale was coming up, 10 a.m. on a Wednesday. You're in an interview. I'm in a presentation.
Yeah.
Absolute shocker. What we're going to do.
What we're going to do. So we recruited your fiance.
Yeah. So got him lined up, sent him our codes, which I didn't have until like 5 minutes before, because I was like, I haven't got an email.
Also, it's the first time I've bought a CD in about 20 years.
Oh my God, yeah, we need to talk about that.
Like, I was like, hang on, how do I get this pre-sale code?
Broke girlies.
So I was like, instead of getting the nice vinyl, we both got a CD.
Yeah, we both got the CD because I'm so broke right now.
But also,
but
I
fine.
can have that in my very old Mini and play it, because I do have a really bad sound
Yeah,
system
at
in my
least you
Mini.
have the player. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. Chop onions on it.
You can make one of those, don't people hang up CDs to like, get wasps
Like a
away or
mobile.
something?
I would never do that to Morgan Wallen content.
Yeah, those flies would love that. They're like flies on shit.
Flies.
Like, that's too good. Ain't nothing but flies, flies, flies. that.
Thank you very much. Until next week, guys.
Thank God you're here. Right.
I'm carrying this fucking podcast.
You literally are. You literally are. I'm just trying to get through the bullet points, and you're like adding all the pizzazz. Like,
no one cares about the fucking bullet points. Right, drink your tea and get back in the room.
Back in the room. Where were we? We've got detoured onto the flies. Right. So we bought the CDs. You got the code.
Yeah, but eventually, because you were Joff were like, you have to have had the code. Everyone else has had the code. Like, there's no way. He's just personally not sent you the code. Him, as if he's dishing them out. His team. So it didn't come up on my phone, and I was searching around in my junk, and like nothing was there. Anyway, I had to log onto my laptop, went on my full email account, and there it was in some sort of anyway, this is boring, but they've started subcategorizing emails into weird categories, and it was in something called like promotions.
Oh, please.
And I was like, please, we don't have time to be trawling through promotions.
We don't have time, Morgan. You've given us a very limited
So
amount
take
of time.
note, Gmail. We don't want the promotion subcategory, okay?
So we've got Sam all lined up. Me and you are just MIA. Sam gives it his best shot and doesn't get the tickets.
No, bless his
Bless him, he
He
tried.
said he got right to the end, and it was like literally like one bar left or whatever.
Well, there's been a lot of talk
Buffering.
about people saying that it said that the internet dropped out.
Yes, that's what he said.
Yeah.
He said it when internet connection failed, and he was like, I'm literally on the work system.
Yeah. So I think lots of people
And then it was like
experienced
sold
that.
out.
Yeah. So weird gaslighting there about everyone's internet. But, you know, well done to the people that got them. Congrats. I hope you are true Morgan fans. I know you will be. And we are just going to, I mean, at this point, I started to panic. Yeah. And it just seems like nobody has any leads on it because it's such an elite
Do you know what I
concert.
just thought about? Because we watched it the other day. Have you seen the film Inside Man? Where they break into the bank?
No.
Oh, it's so funny. If anyone's seen it, basically, they break into this bank, but the twist is that they build like a secret room behind the wall and like stay there and then like walk out as if like 2 weeks later as if like they were just in the bank. It's like, anyway, this little twist. And I was literally thinking, what if I go into the roundhouse now?
Yeah.
I literally a stowaway. I camp out there for 2 weeks and I'm just in there for 2 weeks until the gig. And then I suddenly just like pop out of the store cupboard and I'm like, right, it's time for the gig.
You're just walking very naturally.
It's genius. Guys, if you haven't got tickets, I reckon get to the Roundhouse. Take some supplies.
Take some supplies. Maybe just pretend you've gone mad and you think there's some sort of war starting. So you've thought
A
that's
prepper. You are a prepper. You're prepping for the gig.
or maybe you like could pretend you've like gone schizophrenic. Dress up in like World War II like outfits and think you've gone back in time and be like, this is no, but like that would be like then no one would be like, yeah. So they'd be like, oh, she's just gone mad, and I'd be like, the Blitz is coming, and then actually, then I'll just walk out.
Yeah, because they're definitely going to leave you in there if you're doing that. They'll be like, don't worry, just put her in the cupboard. This is unhinged. Anyway, right. So if anyone sees Katie dressed up in World War II, oh my god, actually, this is probably not legit. It was BE Day last week. Let's move on.
I think we need to move on. Essentially, why do all these artists keep on doing this last minute? It gives us heart palpitations. It feels like London is just like one of those places where they just do a little pop up and they just go bing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna come and be crazy
I'm
here.
too tired for pop-ups.
Stop popping up on me.
Stop popping
I
up.
would like you to glide slowly in.
This is a very different podcast.
Out of the blue, I get an email at 4 p.m. yesterday from Big Loud
Oh my god, I know.
saying, I have to read it out. Do you know what? I have to read it out because it's like, it's so, well, I literally like, I couldn't even, you know, when you see something, you can't even read it and you're like, and I wasn't with Ozzy. I was in a meeting and I screamed. I just screamed in the middle of this meeting. So
I haven't even seen the picture of this.
you're invited to a pre-show VIP reception
Oh, it literally makes me feel sick.
to celebrate the release of I'm the Problem. It's like a couple of hours before the show time starts, and then we've got tickets to the show. You Gilpers know how much that means to us. Like how much that means to us. Oh, you're
I can't speak. I still feel nauseous. I've just been in a tailspin. I actually am always at the point where I'm like, I can't go. I actually physically can't go. What the hell?
you were like, I'm gonna throw it. We both couldn't concentrate on what we were doing in that moment. We were just like we had to ground ourselves.
Yeah.
I was screaming, I was like calling you, I was like, it was just honestly bonkers. It was bonkers. Like the fact that we're even gonna be in the room is bonkers. The fact that there is some sort of VIP reception, like obviously we can only hope that Morgan himself is going to be in the room.
I hope he isn't, because I honestly, I feel unwell. I can't explain it to you. Like, I actually can't. If he walks in, I actually have to walk out. Like, that is the point I'm at.
I'm going to literally have to put a tag on you.
I can't talk to him. I can't have a picture. I can't get.
You can't have a picture.
No.
So there's an opportunity for us.
No, it'll have to be you only. I can't.
Gilpers, don't you worry. I'm going to literally, I'm going to tie her to me so that you have to. And also, I was thinking,
I think I'm somebody that doesn't really get that starstruck all the time about a lot of people, and I think in my line of work, I'm fairly used to it. Yeah. But this is just
a different level.
This is a different thing to me. He is like the one to me. I can't be near him. He needs to remain in my dreams.
No, I can't. We're not going into that VIP reception. I'm not standing there next to him on my own. That's not why we've been invited. Like, they haven't invited Katie. They've invited the girls in low places. Huh? What?
That is going to be me if I meet Morgan.
Oh, yeah, that's fine. It's perfect. I also was thinking about what we should wear.
No, it's stressing me out again. It's bloody C2C all over again.
No,
I just can't deal with it. It's just too stressful. I can't deal with this world. I cut the show. Honestly, cut the show.
Cut the show.
It's too much.
I'm done. What if we have a t-shirt that says Morgan, we're, and then I would have one saying the problem. No. So then when we stand next to each other,
if
and
we're
next
actually
to him,
trying to be friends with him, we need to not be insane, hysterical fangirls.
But that's who we are. And we'll never be friends with him.
Shut up.
You can't even stand in the same room as him. How's he going to become friends with you? He's just said you have to leave every room he walks into.
Pen pals.
Pen pals.
Yeah, no, whatever. I don't even care.
What do you want to wear? What do you wear in front of Morgan Wallen?
Just a green morph suit that I just merged into the background. I just literally like camouflage again.
Or we could dress up as Morgan. No. Okay.
Double camo again. A fly. Flies. We could dress up
flies. Or should we just get loads
Superman.
of the CDs? Oh, we'll both dress up as Superman.
No.
Not attractive.
Not with like the muscles. Superman. Okay, never mind.
Gilbert, help us out here. Give us some ideas. What would we wear if in front of Morgan Wallen?
Outfit.
No.
Okay, well, you can be weird, but I don't want to.
No, we have to be weird together. That's the deal.
This is what happened when we bloody interviewed Tucker Wetmore in our insane outfits, and we were like, "Why did we look like that?"
Speaking of Morgan,
yep.
Shunned again for Entertainer of the Year at the ACMs. We need to talk about the ACMs.
Yeah, hit me. Give me the updates.
Okay,
I've
so
seen a few bits and bobs. Obviously, I've seen the nominees, but I haven't watched the full program.
I have watched it fully. I did my research fully because I was like, we need to discuss this in some meaningful way here, because I was extremely disappointed by the whole thing. It felt very stunted. It felt very produced. It felt so much favoritism on certain artists. It felt, because it was the 60th anniversary of the ACMs, it felt like a lot of the awards went to retrospective favourites rather than sort of people that I would say actually represented the year just past. Especially with the performances, they just felt really like kind of like we were at like a conference. It didn't feel like it had that like.
I always think it feels a bit like that.
Yeah,
a conference is a very good way to describe it.
Yeah, or like a cruise.
Yeah,
It wasn't. It didn't feel like it had a lot of heart and soul in it.
I think that's what a lot of the artists feel, though. Really.
Yeah,
and I think that's why some of them just think I'm not going to go.
well, yeah, a lot of them were notably not there. So I think the peak high. Well, actually, the best performance of the whole night for me was Chris Stapleton, and I think that says something.
Interesting.
Because he made it suddenly seem very intimate and spiritual.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, but
Well
he's
done,
normally
Chris.
one of the weaker, like, performers, if that makes sense, as in, like, in terms of, like, stage presence and stuff. He's
Yeah.
normally a bit less than that.
But I think he's better on TV.
Very true. I think it just vocally just, like, blew me away. But everything else just seemed a bit dire, to be honest. I was quite let down by it. I think the big takeaway has been from the whole thing is the Ella, Riley, Megan situation. The girls are definitely fighting. I'm going to say that. But whether
Do
it's
you
about
think?
yes, 100%.
Why though?
But I don't think it's necessarily about Riley. I think he's just like a factor within it. So there's been photographs of Megan and Riley elsewhere.
Yes, they've been spotted at the airport, and now they've been spotted together in a car in their hometown.
Yes.
In his hometown.
Yes. And at the ACMs, Riley was sat next to Ella for the entire thing, won twice with Ella, performed with Ella. Like there was a lot of Riley and Ella sat next to each other, and Megan just sat on her own. And Megan didn't really get asked to do many things. She didn't sing. I don't think she sang one of her own songs. She just did a cover of Keith Urban winning the sort of like Legend Award. And it seemed like she'd been snubbed slightly professionally as well. Ella got up, I think it was like 3 times. She did Weren't for the Win. She did a duet with Miranda Lambert. She sang Excuse Me, You Look Like You Love Me. I mean, it was the Ella show. And Megan was just sat there being like, right, she sat next to the guy I'm seeing, and she's got a lot more going on at this award show. And it kind of feels like, it just felt like maybe what should have been Megan's year, Ella has come in from the left and gone, oof, I've got this to offer.
What, you think that's why they're beefing though?
I think there's beef. I don't think it's beef. I think it's just like uncomfortable for both of them. They're being pitted against each other all the time. There's a guy in the middle of it that they've both had something with.
Yeah.
All eyes are on them. I think they're both just really uncomfortable, but there's definitely something going on.
My thoughts. I mean, I love both of them. I love Ella, and I really
different reasons.
totally. And I'm really pleased she's getting the recognition she deserved because I think as an OG fan, there were many a years where I just thought, hello, this girl is out there. She's literally unbelievably good. She is my favourite artist, and nobody is like giving her any kudos. So I'm absolutely buzzing for Ella. And I think it's well deserved, and I love her stuff. But equally, like, Megan is great, and she's done an amazing album, and she's done some epic songs. And I felt like there was a moment, was it earlier this year or maybe last year, where it was just all about Megan.
Yeah.
It just like blew up, and it probably was when her album came out. So I don't know why it feels like that's not been sustained or something, or was it like? Does it feel like it was more of a fleeting moment? It's like the timeline for both of them is like off and a bit confusing.
Yes, I agree with that. I think like the main thing is we can like 2 women who do a similar thing for different things at the same time. Like there's no reason why we have to be an Ella girl or a Megan girl.
No,
there's absolutely no reason.
I'm both.
And so's Riley, clearly. But I also think like Riley's single. If they both want to sleep with him,
Or is he?
by all means.
Dun, dun, dun.
I think he is. I think he's one of those people who's going to be eternally single.
Yeah.
Oh, just as a little side note here, side little piece of tea. You know, have you seen that Farmer Wants a Wife program?
I've never watched it, but I know what it is.
Yeah, so they're casting now in the UK, which is interesting. I have put myself forward just to let you know.
Oh my god, have you?
Yeah, of course I have. Of course I have.
Oh my god, cut the show.
Cut the
You
show.
are.
Why would you cut the show?
Oh,
You don't want to be associated.
a few months off, and that.
So anyway, on the American Farmer's Wife, I don't know if you guys have seen maybe on the internet, wherever, there's this one guy called Farmer John who's super hot. He's like the main character guy, bachelor of the show. Farmer John, as I've been like following this Farmer John guy, have a Google if you will, because he is gorgeous. And turns out his sister is Riley Green's long-term ex-girlfriend. And
this is stunning too. Well done. Well done.
And on top of that, she is Luke Combs's day-to-day manager.
Shut the front door. Do we have a visual?
We do have a visual. I can find it. I will insert it here. Shall I show you? Did you see that Jessie Murph brought a pig to the red carpet?
No.
Yeah, she brought a little baby pig. I've decided I know who Jessie Murph is in the British
I know who you're going to say.
Talisa. She's the Talisa of country music.
Oh my god, fair. I was actually going to say more Lily Allen.
That's also very good, very good.
With the Amy Winehouse hair.
I think she's going to be absolutely huge. I think she might be bigger than Meghan and Ella. Because
I think she'll be bigger than country.
Yes.
As in she will just be
she will be iconic in many ways. Something else, talking about country and pop, Kelsey Ballerini at the ACMs, right? She has been nominated so many different times.
Yeah.
And they used her, there's been this big outrage because they used a lot of her like footage and clips to promote the ACMs, that she was going to be there, that she was going to be performing. Yeah, they used a lot of her like to promote the awards.
Yeah.
She was sat front row, she was next to like she was I think she was next to she was sat front row and the camera panned her about 1,000 times. She performed everything and she won nothing. Lady swept the floor with her again. And she even posted on her stories, "And none for you, Glen Coco," at the end of the awards.
No.
Yeah. Lainey won everything again. It's so dull. It's like Lainey is just like this sort of... Lainey is great, but she is becoming this sort of poster girl for good old-fashioned country music, and we can't accept anything else within the genre other than that. And it's just like, and so many people have said that the numbers of the music that Lainey sells does not add up to these awards that she's winning.
That's so interesting, because I've always wondered that. I know she's got her, she must have a strong fan base.
They've used her as bait. They've baited us and they've baited Kelsey, and we don't like it. We don't like it. I think these award shows need to pull it together. I also don't want to see Reba presenting it. Like, please. It's just, she scares me. I wake up in the middle of the night and have nightmares about Reba McEntire. Is it Reba McEntire? Yeah, she's scary. She's scary.
I'm not saying a word.
Why?
Defamation.
Okay. She just scares me. She's got that look in her eyes, like, she would be like that really scary boss who'd be like all smiling.
You wouldn't want to work.
No, you wouldn't want to work for her. She'd scare me. She would be like...
I'm sure she's lovely. I'm going to do a little shout out just for something that I hadn't done recently. Went back to the country, where I grew up, where I belong.
You went back to the country where no one has any plans.
Oh my God, you're going to use this to cancel me now. This is not good. This is really not good.
It was a very Londoner comment.
Also, you're not that busy, babe.
What you did today? With Dolly?
Makes you feel better. But you are not booked and busy. You don't have a job. For sure.
You won't get cancelled.
Oh, I don't want to sound like a dick.
Can't help how you are. I do have something I'd like to say. You know the Thomas Rhett, Tucker Wetmore duet that's come out?
Yes.
Do
you like it?
Yeah, I do like it. I mean, I like anything those two will do. But I did see in the 3-2-1 video that Tucker has just released that he takes off his hat.
Is that not a vibe for you? I haven't seen it.
I am worried that our man is balding.
No.
I know.
He's so young.
I know.
He's going to have to get himself to Turkey. Tucker in Turkey. A new series.
But love him deeply. Another person who's come out with new music this week is Maren Morris.
Yes, there's been some great new music this week. Well, previous week I had to go back and listen to 2000s classics because I was just like, there's nothing that's doing it for me, and I had a really great session of the 2000s classics. Highly recommend if you haven't done it in a while. But Maren Morris, Dreamsicle,
and
and I was disappointed the album art album art wasn't an orange lolly?
Oh yeah, what, like a popsicle?
Yeah, that's what it, in my mind should have been.
What is a dreamsicle?
I thought it was like an orange kind of like ice cream popsicle thing.
Should we chapiti it?
Oh God, yeah, okay, fine. You could have just googled it, but yeah.
No, we have to chapiti it. What is
a chapiti? What is a chapiti?
What is a
dreamsicle?
dreamsicle?
Or maybe it's a drink, and that's why it is a drink.
A dreamsicle is a sweet treat that typically combines vanilla and orange flavors. It's a frozen dessert or a cocktail and drink.
Because it's cocktail on her album art.
Okay, both are sweet, nostalgic, and reminiscent of summertime.
Right. Okay, so she went cocktail, I went frozen dessert.
It says it all.
So my thoughts about Dreamsicle are obviously she's going more into the mainstream pop area, but I did feel that she had released the best ones on the album as her singles.
I did like Crying in the Car.
Apart from Crying in the Car.
I do all my Crying in the Car.
I think that's a really good song, and that was my favourite off the album, actually.
I just need to understand more about what happened with her divorce to enjoy the album, because I just feel like the album prior was it Humble Quest? I think it was. Yeah. Humble Quest was so in love with him, and a lot of stuff was so in love with him. With really, really beautiful love songs. So to the point it was almost like sickly.
It was sickly, and also like I always think about how actually there was something about Tall Guys that really annoyed me. It seemed a little bit like smug.
I know what you're saying.
Do you know what I mean? And now it's like, yeah, we broke up. I'm like,
and it's not just we broke up. It's like, bitch, you still owe me rent. Like there's like stuff that in there that's angry and frustrated and like really belittling him. And
turns out she does not love Tall Guys.
Yeah, turns out Tall Guys aren't a dreamsicle, you know? But I think that obviously there's her sexuality. She's come out as bi, and that I think obviously could play into why they decided to break up. But I don't think it does, because I think if you're bi, you can say, hey, I'm bi, but I still love this person. I'm still with this person.
Yeah, it's more animosity than that.
Yeah. Someone said to me yesterday they thought it was because she decided to leave country music and he didn't want her to leave country music, and it was something to do with that. I really need to get to the bottom of it, because I feel like Dreamsicle is great, but it also is a lot of very different emotions. Like there's some anger in there, there's some sadness in there, there's some love in there, and I think obviously that is the process of breakup. You go through all the emotions, but I want a bit more understanding. Like when Kelsey did Rolling Up the Welcome Mat, I really felt I knew her side of the story. Oh, totally. I really felt I knew the narrative and I got it. And
maybe Maren Morris just doesn't want to market her divorce though. Like, I'm not saying Kelsey did, but
she did. I think if you're a songwriter, you kind of have to.
But I think like maybe Maren Morris doesn't want to the same degree. Maybe she just wants to make music. Do you know what I mean?
Well, the difference is that she has a child.
Yes.
And they don't. Kelsey didn't. True. So.
And Maren Morris has also spoken about a lot in the past about having writer's block and like not having like creative, like finding it hard to write songs again. So maybe she's focusing on that.
I'm here for it. I like the album a lot. This Is How a Woman Leaves is like one of my favorites. So that was already released, but I absolutely love that song.
It's not my favorite Maren album.
It's not your favorite Maren album?
No.
I think she's on a journey though. I think she's on a creative journey, and I think she's in a sort of like an in-between phase. And I think we're kind of hearing that by it sort of being a bit, not all over the place, but like a little bit more like disjointed. And I think she's going to hit her stride and it's going to be incredible again. But you know what? She's doing a tour to the UK. I'm very excited. I've actually never seen her live.
She is great. I mean, the vocals are just ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm really excited. And I think, at least she's given us a year's notice or 6 months notice.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Maren. We appreciate
it. We'll pop you in the calendar.
Yeah. Thank you. We'll make plans. So something funny happened. I screenshotted something to Ozzy on FaceTime. No.
You got so busted.
I screenshotted something to Ozzy while I was scrolling Instagram, and I sent it over to you to be like, oh my God, have you seen this? I sent it, and I didn't really look twice at what I'd screenshotted. And it just, in the little like bottom right-hand corner, was just me and my ex FaceTiming on like a Tuesday night.
And I was like, why are you FaceTiming X? And you were like, what? And I was like, you've literally just sent me a picture of you on FaceTime with your ex-videographer. Like, what the hell? And you were like,
Caught out.
Busted.
I was busted.
You were busted year 3000.
I was so busted year 3000. Not much has changed, but I do live underwater.
You live on another planet, that's for sure. Jesus Christ. Okay, quickly,
0%.
let's cut the show now. 'cause
Oh God! Right, the
I'm
video's
outrageous.
died. Apologies.
Oh, that's the end. That's the end of the vigil.
Blackout. We're in a
Vigil?
blackout. We're in the Blitz. Ozzy and I have now gone to the Roundhouse, and we're
under the floorboards in the Roundhouse.
dressed in war veteran outfits, pretending that we've got some mental illness, just so we can see Morgan Wallen. No, we are, guys. I mean, it's just been such a mad couple of weeks for the country music scene again. As per, never a day off. Can we just have a day? Can everyone just have a day?
A week, a month, anything.
An hour. Like an hour off the world of country music being so mental. But look, we love you. We are going to take you along this journey with us, and
Let's all pray that Katie's toe is fixed by the time it's Morgan Wallen.
Let's hope that my ingrained toenails haven't turned into sepsis up my leg. But
Oh my God.
Morgan, my toe's the problem.
That is, I've never had something less attractive.
Why don't we
being
have
said.
me in a suitcase, and then you could be like, oh, it's just in case.
That's actually so funny. So hysterically literal. Right, anyway, we need to stop and leave. We need to cut the show.
You are listening to Girls in Low Places. We're just two best friends yapping about country music.
You just say to everyone we interview with British humour just to cover up how mental we are.
Yeah!